So in a way, your departure from the Muslim Brotherhood and of course some of the other main leaders of the Muslim Brotherhood, for example, Muhammad Habib, he left the Muslim Brotherhood to form his own political party as well.
Yes, Nahda Party.
Yes, exactly.
With Dr. Zafaran.
Yes. Does that mean that there are some factions within the Muslim Brotherhood that the reformists are leaving the movement in a way? And
No fraction of Muslim Brotherhood, but Dr. Habib and me and many of Muslim Brotherhood press on separation of the party activities from Dawah activities. Dawah activities should pass through the Muslim Brotherhood as organization or as association. And this is what happened during Hassan al-Banna period. But the competition on the political power should pass through two ways: own party activities or independent activities like me in this one. This is why anyone want to participate in party activities or political activities related to competition on the political power should be not related to any Dawah group. This doesn't mean that not related to the things or views, but related to the organization as a member or a leader in this organization. So this go in this way and this go in this way. This discrimination is functional discrimination between Dawah activities and the competition on the political power activities.
I understand, but then the Muslim Brotherhood actually has its own political party. Why were you not a candidate of this political party, the Freedom and Justice Party? Because you're saying you have to separate.
Because you know that the Egyptian prefer or like that anybody introduce himself as a presidential candidate. It is better to be independent, non-related to a certain party or related to a certain group. This is why I have a good relation to all parties and all groups and movement in Egypt.
I see.
If I introduce myself representing to a certain party, this is may diminish the my votes from other parties or other groups.
I see. But after you announced your candidacy, the Muslim Brotherhood came out and made a statement saying that they will not be supporting your candidacy. Do you think you will still...
Not my candidacy, but Muslim Brotherhood announced it, and I agree on this announcement, that they have no any candidate.
Preferred candidate.
Not me on others.
I see.
Because they should, Muslim Brotherhood as a social association, should not introduce any candidate according to the Egyptian law. And
I'll ask you a question. Let's say the will of the people, after the elections, the more liberal people, the left-wing people come to power, and they decide to change Article 2 of the Constitution. What would you say to that?
The Constitution should pass through the will of the people. If the Egyptian agree in anything, I respect anything the Egyptian agree. This is why we should put a base between all of us, what Islamists or liberal or left or any political current. We should respect the will of the majority of the people.
Be it even removing Article 2.
Even make anything, because otherwise you shall pass through a war with the people, a violence with the people. Also, many people know well that the will of the majority of the people is respecting the Article 2. Even here in Egypt, you may know that Bob Schnoda say, we as a Christian, he said that with Article 2 in the Constitution.
Yes.
Because this text respect our religion as a Christians. This is why this is a theoretical thing to say people may cancel or agree or disagree on this art. But even that, we should respect the will of the majority, whatever with or against anything.
I see. Military operation in the Sinai Peninsula that is going on against Al-Qaeda, and it's also the Israeli Defense Ministry has said that they have been in contact with the interim government here in Egypt.
We have no qada here in Egypt, not in Sinai, not in Egypt. We have no qada at all in Egypt. What happened in Sinai is a terroristic activities should be stopped by our army or by our policemen, because we, the Egyptian society, refuse completely using violence to realize any aim. Any group, any national group want to be active should pass through a peaceful means and the peaceful aims. This one, about the treaty between us and Israel or any state, we as a civilized country or state respect any treaty between us and the others. Depends on respecting the national rules and the interest of Egypt. Any treaty have in itself, inside itself, how to cancel, how to add, how to change. All this should pass through the parliament elected by the people. In the same time, we respect any treaty with here and there. Any treaty we should respect.
So any treaty that has already been signed, you will respect it.
Of course.
So you will not go back.
Depends on two things: respecting the international laws and the interest of Egypt. Any treaty against interest of Egypt, we should refuse through the parliament. Any treaty with interest of Egypt, we should respect. Whatever with Israel, with America, with any country.
I see. So the treaty with Israel, is it against the benefit of Egypt, or
this should be studied?
It should be restudied.